Yeah. Question number 74. The char is a signed char. Of course, by default, if you don't write signed word before the variable type, by default they will be signed. Yes, signed and unsigned are two keywords. If you want to store only the positive values, we will use the unsigned word. Unsigned word. Example, say we are defining a variable to store the age of a person. So there is no chance of writing negative number, right? So in that scenario, we can define a variable with only the positive values. That is, we have to add unsigned word before the variable name. For example, integer int age is a variable we are going to define. So if you write int age, it will take both positive and negative values. But we want to define a variable which shouldn't accept the negative values. Then we have to write unsigned int age. Then only positive values will be there. Only positive values will be there. Whereas if you write signed, whether you write signed or without the word signed, then by default the variables will be signed. By default the variables will be signed. So signed is optional. Whether you write the word signed or not, they will be signed. If you want unsigned, then we have to mention the word unsigned, right? Yeah, in this case, the word signed won't play any role, because even if you write CHR, char of CHR, it will be signed only. It will be signed only, right? So now CHR is equal 128 is the statement we have written, is there in the program. Now, char requires 1 byte. Listen to this carefully. Char requires 1 byte. 1 byte means 8 bits. 8 bits. And out of 8 bits, it's written that signed. So 1 bit will be given to the sign. So the remaining 7 bits are there. That means we can store value from minus 128 to plus 127. The least value which we can store into the 1 byte signed 1 byte is minus 128 is the least value, plus 127 is the maximum value. But there the value assigned to the variable is 128. 128. You know, 8 bits will be there. 8 zeros will give us 0. So positive 0, no doubt. 8 zeros will give us 0. Now, whereas, for example, value 5 is there. So now 4 zeros, and yeah, I'm splitting it into the 2 nibbles. Nibble means 4 bits again. Simply for the discussion purpose, I'm considering 4 and 4 bits, total 8 bits. So now for 5, simple 5, integer 5, if we convert the integer 5 into the binary, we'll get 101. So the total 8 bits will become 4 zeros, 0, 1, 0, 1 is the equivalent of 5. Similar way, if we go on increasing the value, or if you store, for example, 32, so 1 followed by the 4 zeros will be there. So similarly, 7 bits, if you keep first one as 0, because it's a sign bit, and 7 bits, if you keep all ones, 7 ones, the maximum value is 127. 127. You can check that by using the binary conversion. You convert the 127 into the binary. So we will get 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So total 7 ones will come. And 8 bit, anyway, that's a sign bit. And it will be 0. Now what will happen if we add 1 to that? See, if we add 1 to the 99 in the decimal, so it, one more space will be used to store the number 100. It will become 3 digits, 3 spaces. In the similar way, if all ones are there, so total 7 ones are there. If you add 1 to that, so the 8th bit will become 1 and remaining all will become 0. 8th bit will become 1 and remaining all bits will become 0. So now 170 is the equivalent of minus 128 if it is signed. If it is signed, it's a minus 128. Or simply to understand what's the equivalent of a binary, that MSB bit, sign bit is there, right? If it is 1, you have to consider that as a minus 128. And if any more bits are ones in the remaining 7 bits, you take them as a positive value and you subtract that value from the 128, we'll get the equivalent value. Or simply the MSB bit 1 and remaining all are zeros, right? So the 7 zeros will result in the value 0, and the MSB bit is minus sign bit. So that is a minus 128 equivalent. So now minus 128 minus plus 0 will result in minus 128, right? MSB bit, if it is 1 in the signed variable, hello, kama class చెప్తుంది. Right. So now MSB bit, if it is 1, then that is a negative value, and that too minus 128 is the equivalent. So now from this 74, question number 74, we will get minus 128. We will get minus 128. Whereas if you try to store another value instead of 128, if you try to store 130, example 130, so we'll get minus 126. Minus 126. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah, that is minus 1, right? One of your classmates wrote, sir, all ones will result in minus 1. Yes, is a good message to me. Yeah, to explain, I think everybody is able to see this. Sir, will the all ones result in minus 1? Yes. This MSB, in the chart you see, the MSB bit, most significant bit is 1. That means it's a minus 127. Our remaining 7 ones are there. If they are 1, that is the equivalent of 127 positive. So minus 127 plus 127 will result in minus 1. Yes, it is right. Q0, Vishnu. Yeah, your statement is right, and it's a good example, right? Now, if you want to store, say, minus 3, how can you store? Yeah, you reply in the chart, right? Simply keep 0 in the last but one bit. That's the second bit from the right side. So that if that becomes 0, yeah, if that becomes 0, the positive equivalent will become 125. Minus 128 plus 125 will result in minus 3. Okay. Yeah, that's right. R1, it is right. Rule number R1. Right. So now is this clear? CHER is a signed type of variable, of course, character type. Into the character, we can store integers, no problem. Now, CHER capacity is 1 byte and it is signed. So 1 bit will be for the sign and remaining 7 bits will be used for the value. And MSB bit, if MSB bit is 1, so that's the equivalent of minus 128. And remaining bits, if you keep ones in some places and you take the equivalent of that value and add that value to the minus 128, we will get the result. That result will be the answer, right? Question number 75. Yeah. Question number 75. See, a float variable x is defined, and into the float variable, we can take any float value. Not only float value, float variable will accept even integer values. You got my point? Float variable will accept even integer values. That is, float x is equal, say 55. We can write. Say 55, we can write. It's not a mistake, right? So 55 we can store into the x. When we store 55 into the x, you know how it will be stored. 55.00000. 6 zeros will be stored. So this is the float values format. Whatever the integer value you give, simply dot 6 zeros will be given, and that will be stored into the variable x. If you give say 2.000000 will be stored. So in that way, we can store either float values or integer values into a float variable. So that x can accept either integer or float values. Now there we gave character, not float, not integer. But you know, when you write a character, its equivalent ASCII value will come there. Yeah, I think equivalent ASCII value of A is 97. 97. So now actually x equal to 97 will be the value there. If you write A in single quotes, small a's equivalent ASCII value is 97. So the 97 will come there. And I already told if we store any integer into a float variable, simply that integer followed by dot and 6 zeros will be stored. So now in this case, simply 97.000000 will be stored into the x, and output will be same thing. 97.60 will be the output. 97.60 will be the output. Am I clear? Yeah, once again I'm repeating. Float variable will accept integers as well as float values. That means if you have a float variable x here, you can store a value 5 or 22.63 or say only 100 or only say 62. Example, any value, integers we can store. Any integer we can store. Not only integers, we can store even floats. So now that is x equal to 22.45, say 500.63. Any number we can store. Float values also we can store. So floating variable will accept floating values as well as integer values. When we enter integer value, that integer value will be converted to the float type. How? Just a dot 6 zeros will be added to the number which we are giving. That's it. If you give say 25, 25.6 zeros will be stored into the variable x. This is clear. So simply we can store integers as well as we can store float. The value will be stored in the float format. Even if you give integer, so dot 6 zeros will be added, and that will be stored into the float variable. Right. What will be the value in the place of A or AB? A. So now A's equivalent, ASCII equivalent is character is given. Character, every character which is available on the keyboard have ASCII equivalent value. So now ASCII equivalent of small a is 97. 97. That means x equal to 97 is given there. X equal to 97 is given there. Then right. So now 97 will be converted as the float value 97.0000. Right. So now x equal to 97.60 will be the value 97.000000. So now if you print the value of x, we'll get the C 97.000000 is the output from this program. Yeah, somebody wrote, yeah, Shreya, we got only 6 zeros. No, it will give us 97.60. You check it once again. Yeah, I think you might have given percentile D in place of percentile F. If AB is what is the value? Well, that means you want to store AB in the single quotes, which D4. What is your question? You want to store AB in the single quotes? Yeah, AB in the single quotes, you can write only one character. It's not allowed to keep two characters or more than one character in two single quotes. Not allowed. If you want to write multiple characters, they will be treated as strings, and strings will be stored in the two double quotes, and strings will not have the equivalent. Strings will not have the equivalent value, right? So now only characters will have the equivalent value. Characters are any symbol which is available on the keyboard. Yes, 97.000, welcome. Yes. Yeah, the characters available on the keyboard, every character have the equivalent ASCII value, and character is given 1 byte. So that's the reason, and that is a positive values only will be there. So that's the reason 0 to 255, 0 to 255 combinations will come to us. So at most we can have 256 symbols on a keyboard in the entire world. At most we can have only 256 symbols on a keyboard. Because for the keys 1 byte is given. 1 byte is given, and 1 byte is 8 zeros to 8 ones unsigned. 8 zeros to 8 ones. 8 zeros is 0, 8 ones is 255. 255. Total 256 combinations are simply 2 power how many bits are given. So the number of bits are given, number of bits given are 8. So 2 power 8 is 256. Yeah, one doubt from the Shreya. I'll go through your data. No, sir, I got answer. I got the answer 97.60. But my question is, why we don't get 7 zeros? We got exactly 6 zeros. Yeah, it's a formatting, float formatting. It's given like that. 6 zeros. Float format. Percentile F float format. Yes, sir. If you give x equal to, yes, one of your friend's question is another friend, 5F3. Yeah, we'll discuss. This is the meaningful. Control C. I'm posting in the public. Yes, sir. If x equal to, in single quotes A plus in single quotes B semicolon, what will be the output? So the value of A is 97. Value of A is 97 and value of B is 98. 98 plus 97 is 195. So the 195.60 will come there. Simply they will be added. ASCII equivalent of A and ASCII equivalent of B will be added, and the result will be 195.60. 00, 00 and 00. Right? Yeah, this is enough. We will go to the next program. Yeah. Question number 76. 76. In printf, yeah, one double quotes open to double quote close, comma, we can write something else, right? Using commas only we can write. So now this will give us error in the second percentile S. In the second double quotes, class by backslash n percentile S. We are not allowed to give percentile S in the second string. There are 3 strings in the printf statement. Strings means something in the double quotes is called string. Something in the double quotes is called string. And there are 3 strings in the printf statement. Open the double quotes. C is percentile S, close the double quotes. C is percentile S, close the double quotes. This is one string. And comma, second string, class by slash n percentile S, CSC, again double quotes closed. This is a second string. Now comma, wow in the double quotes. Third string. We are not allowed to give 3 strings in the printf statement. We are not allowed. Only 2 strings are allowed. Now, if you remove wow and the percentile S from the second string, this entire string will come in the C is that percentile S is there. In that place, it will come. So if you remove one string, If you remove one string, it will be executable statements. Now this is an error. This is an error. Printf statement will accept only 2 strings, right? The %s in the second string is not allowed. Not allowed. Only in the first one you can add %s, %d, %something, and comma followed by no %s will be %s or %d will be accepted in the second string onwards, right? So now this is an error program. Now remove the second string, example class by \n %s and CSE. If you remove that, this wow will come in the place of C is wow. C is wow will come there, right? Otherwise, if you remove the starting one, for example, C is %s, if you remove, still it is accepted. So class by, in the next line, wow CSE will come there. Otherwise, if you remove wow, this %s in the second one will not be considered as the %s. Simply it will be treated as a symbol. So now this entire thing will come in the place of %s of the first string. C is class by \n %s, CSE will come there, right? Only control strings are accepted only in the first string. First double quotes open to double quotes close. It's not allowed to use %s or %d or %f are simply called the control information. They are called the control information. So they are not allowed in the second string. Printf has only 2 arguments, formatting string and variables. Yes, you're right. Yeah, this is %s. Yeah, one printf will not get printed. No, in the printf state, the inside printf, one of your classmate posted question. I'm posting those questions to you. Now this is the question posted by one of your classmates. Now second string, this printf statement will print whatever is given there. But %s is given. Actually, when you are writing %s, comma, you should give some data for the %s. And this printf will return how many characters are printed by the printf statement, and a number will come, and that number will be used in the place of outer printf, and you should use a %d after C is. After C is, %d should be there, because that inner printf statement will result in integer value. How many values are printed by the inner printf, that number will come. How many values, how many characters, right? So simply control string is not allowed in the second string. So we'll get error from this program 75. Now come to the 77. Come to the 77. Yeah, again, see, as defined, A is 10. Has defined, the purpose is to define symbolic constants. Symbolic constants. Once you define any symbolic constant, wherever you write the symbolic constant, equivalent whatever we have written, that will come there. That will come there. So now A is a symbolic constant. Wherever you write A, in that place 10 will come. Simply 10 will be placed in that place. Once you define a symbolic constant, if you use that symbolic constant anywhere in the program, wherever you write that symbolic constant, in that place equivalent thing, whatever we have written there, will come there. Right? So while defining, in this case, A is 10. We have defined A as 10. So now wherever you write A, we will get 10. We will get 10. So now constant int A equal to 5, it will be treated as constant int 10 equal to 5. So it's an error statement. Error statement. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. We will get error from the question number 77. Whereas if you remove either defined statement or constant int a equal to 5, if you remove any of these, we will get a value. If you remove as defined, we will get 5 as output from the 77. Whereas if you remove constant int a equal to 5, we will get 10 as the value from this program. Whereas once you define a variable as constant, you cannot symbolic constant, you cannot reuse that variable in the program. So we will get error from the 77. We'll get the error from the 77. Question number 77. Now question number 78. Yeah, you have seen this program already. You should answer without typing in the yeah, I got output from one of your classmates, rule number 83, correct? But don't execute in the computer and tell me. See, just by watching, you should understand. Now, VAR is a variable, integer variable. Now, we stored, yeah, many students may think that as 10. No. Once we write number starting with 0, that will be the octal number. Octal number. So octal 10 will come. See 1 to 7, 0 to 7, the normal values will come. Octal will not have the symbol 8 because the symbols available in the octal are 0 to 7. So once you cross 7, it will become 10. In the decimal, we have 10 symbols, 0 to 9, followed by if you add 1 to 9, it will become 10 in the decimal. In the octal, total 8 symbols are there. 0 to 7 will come. Once you add 1 to the 7, we will get 10. That's a octal value. It's a decimals, its decimal equivalent is 8. So we will get 8. Why? Because printf is printing using decimal system. Right? So output will be 8. Output will be 8, and we have discussed this type of program earlier. Int, yeah, I'll tell you the number also, I think. Int a of 5 is equal, array variable 5 is equal, within the braces, I think around 4 or 5 zeros, 1. I think 4 zeros, 1. Maybe 3 zeros, 1. And then 2 zeros, 1 0. And then 1 0, 1 00. And then 1 000. These are the values we have stored into the array variable. Only the last one, 1 000, will be treated as the value 1000, and remaining all are treated as the octal values. We have seen this program earlier. So now once you start a number with 0, that will be treated as the octal number. So 0 1 0 is the octal number. So 0 1 0's equivalent decimal is 8. So now 8 will be the output from question number 78. Right? 8 will be the output from question number 78. Yeah, 543. Kiran, what do you want? You posted your number. It's there in your chat, in your ID. Right. So now output will be 8 from the question number 78. Right. So the next one is, it's a enum. Yeah, do you know enum first? Enum is limiting the space of a variable. Example, if you define a variable of type, say, integer, we can store minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. These are the values we can store into the integer variable. But whereas we want to store only few values into that. Example, gender is there. I just want to store either male or female. That's it. Or maybe even if you want to consider the transgender, one more number. So totally maximum 3 things we can store into that number. Right. right? So now here enum animals means this animals type of variable. If we define, we are enum is first we are defining the data type, derived data type. So now enum animals is a new data type like structures, struct student, struct employee, struct something. So we will define the new derived data type, followed by we'll define the variable. So now enum animals, tiger equal to 8, lion, rabbit, zebra are the that entire line is called the new derived data type. Variable is not yet defined at that place. Right, enum birds is another new derived data type. So now birds is sparrow, peacock, and parrot are the limitation. That means if you define a variable of type birds, we can store sparrow, peacock, and parrot. Only 3 things we can store into that. And if you define a variable of type enum animals, you can store tiger, lion, rabbit, zebra. Only these things we can store into the variable. Now come to the main. Enum animals. So enum animals is a new data type defined by the user. New derived data type defined by the user. The limitations are into the variable a, because the enum animals a is defined. Into the variable a, we can store tiger, lion, rabbit, zebra, or its equivalent numbers also we can store. You got my point? Yeah, I'll tell you the numbers. Whenever you define enum type of data type, the starting word or whatever you give in the starting will get the 0. Right? So that means first see the enum birds. Sparrow will be given 0, peacock will be given 1, and parrot will be given 2. So the equivalent values will be given in the enum. Okay. So whatever the words you give there, whatever the things you write there, equivalent values will be given. So the equivalent value of sparrow is 0, and equivalent value of peacock is 1, equivalent value of parrot is 2. Whereas in some cases we want to start from our own interested number. That is, so now in the first one, enum animals, tiger is equal 8 is given. So that means we want to start the numbering of the words which are given in that from 8 onwards. So now tiger will get 8, lion will get 9, rabbit will get 10, and zebra will get 11. Got my point? So tiger is started from 8. Now lion is 9, rabbit is 10, and zebra is 11. So now like this, we can give the starting number, or even in between also you can add the different number once again. And from then onwards, again, the continuation will be used for the next words. So now we have defined 2 variables, A and B, and A is stored lion. Lion's equivalent is 9. So now printf %d, value of A and value of B we are printing. So lion is 9. So we'll get 9 in the place of A. And parrot is 2, because sparrow is 0, peacock is 1, and parrot is 2. So now B will give us 2. So simply the output will be 9 and 2. Output will be 9 and 2. Output will be 9 and 2. That's it. Yeah. The next one, question number 80. Question number 80. Yeah, character str is equal x in the double quotes. Something in the double quotes is called string. You know, this x will, the place, the word which is given is only x. Only x. Word may contain even single character. But when you write a single character in the single quotes, then that will be treated as character. But if you write in the double quotes, that will be treated as string. String means it will end with \0. So now this x, word x, actually only one character is there. Yeah, we generally call it as a character, but when you place something in the double quotes, we have to call it as the word. It's not character. So now word x will take 2 bytes. One is for the x and another is for the \0. every word ends with backslash 0. Every word ends with backslash 0. Right. Every word ends with backslash 0. Now, str, for example, this x is stored at say 20,000. Now 20,000 and 20,001 bytes are used by the word x. In 20,000 we will have x, and in 20,001 we will have backslash 0. And this address is collected into the str variable. Assuming that the str is another variable, which is defined pointer variable, which is defined at say 30,000. So now into the 30,000 we took the address of x, which is 20,000. Right. So now another variable character c. So now is equal x in the single quotes. That means a character variable is defined, and into that character variable x is stored. And one more variable ARY of 1, array with only one location. Generally meaningless, because the array means it should have the multiple locations. When you want to define only one valued array, what is the need of defining that as array? You can define directly variable CHER of ARY, you can define without writing the square brackets, because only one value can be stored into the ARY of 1 or simply ARY. Both are same. Now, come to the ARY of 0. ARY of 0 is equal C. So now C's value is character X. So now ARY of 0 will get character X. Now printf %d string length strlen is the string length, will return us the length of a string, and we are finding out the length of str. Length of str means length of the string x. Length of the string x is, don't consider the backslash 0. Backslash 0 will not be considered. Only the proper characters will be counted, not backslash 0. Except backslash 0, remaining will be counted. So that will give us 1. And strlen ARY of simply ARY. So again in the ARY we have the single character, that is character X, but there is no backslash 0. And %Ds are given. So %D strlen, this strlen second function, strlen of ARY will result in unknown value. You know why unknown value? See, strlen will start counting characters from the given address until it identifies the backslash 0. It will go on search for the increase the number count. See, if you take the strlen of str, it will go to the 20,000 memory location, and then it observed that the character X is there. Then the count will be incremented to 1, and it will go to the next character 20,001 memory location. There it observed the backslash 0, so it will stop there. Counting will be stopped, and then the 1 will be returned by the strlen of str. But when it comes to the strlen ARY, so it will go to the ARY address. For example, ARY is the variable which is defined at 40,000 location, and in that location only character X is stored. And after ARY of that ARY of 1 means ARY of 0 only will be there. So now character X is there, and then it will go to the next location. 40,001 location it will go. If backslash is there, no problem, we will get 1 as the return. If backslash is not there in the 40,001 location, we don't know what value is there at the 40,001 location, because we assumed that the ARY variable is defined at 40,000 location, and only 1 byte is required to that ARY variable. Of course, array variable, but defined with only one location. So only 1 byte will be used by the ARY. Now, we don't know what is there in the 40,001 location. If you apply the strlen function over ARY, it will start from the 40,000 and it will go to the next bytes until it encounters the backslash 0. Until it observes the backslash 0. So in 40,000 character X is there, count is incremented to 1, and will go to the 40,001. In the 40,001, what is there? We don't know. We don't know because that is not the location defined by us. That's not the location defined by us. So we don't know what will come. Yeah, if backslash 0 is there, no problem. Count 1 will come. If backslash 0 is not there, we don't know what. If some other character is there, it will be counted and it will go to the next, and it will go to the next, and it will go to the next. So like that, it will go on to the next until it identifies the backslash 0. Until it identifies the backslash 0. And in C, there is no boundary checking. So we don't know what number will come in the place of strlen ARY. In the first one, we will get 1. In the second one, we don't know what value. Yeah, we may get 1 also, no problem. We may get 1, but we don't know. We may get 1 or we may get any other value. Right? Yeah, don't we have any default value in ARY? No, ARY of 1 is array without initialization. One of your classmates' question is, what is the default value of ARY of 1? Default value is not there, not given. We didn't store any value into the part of the variable. If you store some value into the part of the variable, remaining part will go to the default values. Right? For example, ARY of 100 we have defined, and is equal to only 2 values are given, 10 and 20. The remaining 98 locations will go to the 0. But here, no value is given. Right? So the output from this program, 1 and some number will come, no doubt, because this strlen ARY will start from the character X and will go to the next, will go to the next, will go to the next until it identifies the backslash 0. What if you write backslash 0? 0 will be the, one of your classmate question I'm posting here, D4, Control C. Yeah, if what if ARY of 1 is equal backslash 0? If it is written at the time of declaration and ARY of 0 is equal C is not given, then we will get 0 from this strlen of ARY. Right? Yeah, simply all these things, if you go on practicing, knowledge will be added to your mind. Right? Yeah, out of the questions which we are going to discuss around 100 or 150, you will understand 50 to 60 immediately, and remaining some questions you will understand if you practice them at least once or twice. Later on, slowly around 10% of the questions will understand after so much of practice. Right? Yeah, it is 12:40. I'm closing. You can leave.